Yay, the band will be here in a minute. The gang. Oh, I look crazy today. Peg Duchesne. Hi, Peg Duchesne. Hi, Donna.
Hey,
You were the exact two
Okay,
that I
so
was
hi,
hoping
Donna.
today
I,
because Donna wants to discuss something I know nothing about. So I was hoping Peg would be on.
You got your
well,
hair
I'm
going.
thinking it's bogus.
What's that?
The
Um,
card, the card
the
tracking.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
clicked on the box where it's like the AI fills in information, and it put all this stuff about how we track the cards. We can tell when we sent it, or when the customer received it, and then they supposedly can respond uh, digitally to it. And it was like, wait a minute, I don't know nothing about this. So
Is
I
it,
thought, oh,
I'm that's been on there the whole time, but I don't think I've ever even messed with it. Is that something you use, Peg Duchesne?
What's that?
The card tracking feature. I
Card
have,
tracking. The tracking comes on when you're sending a gift.
yeah, it's only when gifts, I thought, Donna.
oh,
Did,
okay.
did you
Well, I mean, it
actually?
was
Yeah, the only other
saying with the
tracking is that
cards.
little QR code at the bottom of the back of the card that they use to marry up the card with the right envelope. So that's their
Right.
tracking system. I don't think we can do anything with that QR
Well,
code. It just needs
let's
to be.
go look and see what you're talking, if you don't mind, Donna, see what you were referring
Yeah,
to
wait a
on
minute.
here.
Let's
So
see.
you want under history, must
Well,
be.
no, it's under your where you posted for the meeting in Facebook.
Okay.
And then it has like, little boxes, and it says like how to send a card, and I forget what the title was on this one, but it was about tracking. But it's on Facebook.
Because that wouldn't make sense. Where did you see it on here? One of these
Oh,
things?
wait a minute. No, shoot. I can't. I mean, I copied and printed what it said so that I would have that to look at, but I can't. It's in Facebook, but it's like boxes, but it's if you click on it, it's like I'm going to say Chat GPT puts the information in there.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking
Only,
about, or have you ever?
well, the only thing I can think of is on our thing, if you look up the history of your card sending history, where is that? That's
Mhm.
up here now, I think, isn't it? Card
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
I know they had a tracking thing, but I think that might have been, like Peg said, just for gifts. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. No, that's to change the date. Well, those are pending, so we want one that's already been. So let's go back here. Or I could just put fulfilled, fulfilled, and then it will just give me ones that are already.
Yeah.
Okay. Status production. None of these are clickable, but the ones with a
No.
gift should be, right? So let's look for one with a gift. You know who I sent one with a gift for lately was uh, the man. Let's put him in here and see if that works. Um, but so well, the other obvious question here is, so are you wanting to know that information because you want to track a card or you want to track a gift?
Well, yeah, it was like, well, it says, let me read what it says. It said, send out cards. Tracking features allow you to monitor the delivery and response to your sent cards. Here are some details on the tracking features. Number one, card delivery tracking. SendOutCards provides real-time tracking updates, ensuring you know when your cards are delivered. Email notifications. You receive email notifications when your cards are sent, delivered, or when the recipient responds. Response tracking. Some SendOutCards features allow recipients to respond to your cards digitally. You can track these responses within your SendOutCards account. Reporting and analytics. SendOutCards offers reporting tools providing insights into your card sending campaigns. You can view metrics such as delivery rates, response rates, and more. Campaign
Are you sure
management.
that's SendOutCards?
Where's
It
what's
says
the email from?
SendOutCards.
You got it
It
from
says-
an email?
No, I got it on Facebook. I clicked on the box where it was going to explain SendOutCards, but it was right under a posting that you had. And when I
See,
saw
I
that,
don't know.
I was like, that's why I said it's probably bogus. I just,
I mean, I
You
don't know why it would be there. So now, see here, I just sent Mr. Mann a brownie, coffee cake thing. Oh, actually, this one doesn't have it, but it says fulfilled. This one says view tracking, and that's because it had a gift with it. If it's a
Right.
card, it usually just says fulfilled. Even on this one, had a gift and it didn't track it for whatever reason. But that's the only thing that I know of that
I
is
would
Yeah.
think if they were doing something like you're telling us the post says, that they'd be making a big deal about it. And I don't listen to every single one of Callie's 3-minute messages there on a daily basis, but
Wow.
I do attend the corporate calls on Monday night and then the training calls after, and they've never said anything like this. Can you screenshot it?
she
Um,
printed it.
Yeah.
Lisa got her hair done.
I got to tell you this. I know we're in the middle of talking some. This is the first morning that I've looked in the mirror and I thought, perhaps I'm taking the blue theme a little far.
It's you.
Go
Lisa.
ahead.
It's
Yeah.
working for you.
It's
It's working
Yeah.
for you.
working for me.
Yeah, Donna,
I'll
can
try
you
to
do a
find it.
screenshot? Because that sounds like some incredible service that, I mean,
I
I even
know.
went
It's
to
like, well,
Cody's. I
Well, I
even
mean,
went to
I
Cody's.
don't know. Are there people that would want that? Is that something that, I mean, you sound like that would be something people would want too. Would you want that? I guess
somewhat.
you would. Oh, you would?
You'd want it if there was some problem or if it didn't get to somebody in a
Yeah.
reasonable time.
Yeah. Because
So-
I've been getting cards back, but the addresses are correct. But they're coming back undeliverable. So, which of
I
course
mean,
is
that's
the
the post office's problem, not
But
SendOutCards'
it's like,
problem.
how do you report that?
Because I don't know how that would be true, only because the post office wants to currently, and they rightfully should because they're losing money, charge for every little tiny thing that happens. So it seems hard to believe they would provide tracking on just a regular envelope. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I can see on the gifts because they're in a box and they're sending them, you know what I mean? But you're
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
underneath this post, so it had to be
I'll go back to
something.
like the main screen to where it shows in your feed.
This
Yeah.
is the
And
group.
page down. Oh, and
Did
that's
you click on View Insights? Was it under View Insights?
Click see more and see if it does anything.
well, it was like in the feed, and then you had posted for the meeting,
Yeah,
So
which
look
is
right
this.
there, Lisa,
and it
where it
was
says see
it was
more.
boxes right under it.
Where did you say see more?
Go
Oh,
up
up
to your
here?
message right there. Stop.
Right, but there's nothing there.
No. Yeah, I should have taken a screenshot of it, but I didn't. I just took, I copied the information and
Yeah.
put it in a document so I could
Because well, I mean,
read it.
if you want to take the time to call customer service is the only thing I can think of. But are you sure that maybe this sounds weird, but I've done this myself, is I thought I was looking at a thing about campaign mailer one time, and it was something that was campaign something, but it wasn't mailer. And I had the
Mhm.
two in my head round, and I'm thinking, campaign mailer, when did they start doing that? And I was all on a hunt looking around, and come to find out, I looked at it and saw in my head campaign mailer, but it really was campaign munchies or some totally not the
Oh,
same
okay.
thing. Are you sure that might not
Yeah.
be it? Because I don't
No,
think we
I mean,
have
it does send out cards.
a digital.
Maybe I email it to you. Can I email it to you?
So you printed it out, right? Is what you said.
Yeah. Well, I copied the text and put it in a Word document so I would have it.
Oh, so you copy and paste?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't have any idea.
So
I don't have
send
any
that to
idea.
you. Okay.
I
Well, like
did
I said,
get, sorry.
I figured since I'm generally on most of the calls or at least watch the replays, of the corporate meetings and Callie
Yeah.
and Jordan, and none of, it's never been mentioned. And then, so when I saw this, it was like, whoa, now did I miss something? I mean, I could see the packages being tracked, but not the cards. So
Well,
yeah,
when you first said something about it, I thought, wait a minute, I've heard about this way at the beginning. They were saying they
yeah,
were going to do that, but that never materialized as far as I know. It always ended up being just the packages. So maybe that's something from an old site,
that could be.
because I mean, that's not just them, by the way. Not just SendOutCards. That's why when I go to an Avon meeting or whatever, when they say, don't tell everybody all the stuff we told you, I say, you don't have to worry about me because half of it never happens. So
Oh, okay.
maybe it was something that they were thinking about doing and then couldn't figure out how to do it. And it
That's
was on an
possible.
old site or something. That's the only thing I can think of because I know we track packages, but I don't even
Yeah.
know if the Postal Service itself offers that of tracking first class mail. I don't think they do.
No, now
Yeah.
I get the informed delivery where
But you
it
have to
shows
pay
me.
extra for that.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
for the receiver, not for
Oh
the
no,
sender.
Yeah,
that's for the receiver too, right?
yeah,
But not the sender.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm
Well, I
sorry.
just that's okay. I just
When
want
I
to make
read your
sure.
question, though, I'm like, oh, it's something I don't know. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Maureen? You look like you were gonna say something.
No, I wasn't going to say anything other
Oh,
than good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from.
isn't that what Jim Carrey said on that show? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. That was
Oh,
in which one? The one where he was in the bubble and he was the show. I want to say Newman, but that
oh, is
isn't
that
it.
Truman?
Oh, I
Truman.
didn't see that.
Truman.
Wasn't it Truman?
I'm Newman. What was I doing? Truman. Yeah, it was the Truman Show. Yeah. So yeah, I'm blue, 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 and it's funny. I got more than one card of the this one, more than one,
Oh,
two different ways even.
yeah.
And I started doing my holiday card. I don't know. I sent you the first one, Peg.
I
Did you?
got it.
Oh, you did get it. Okay.
I did get it. It's over there on display.
What's fun, what's funny is it's a two panel with only four pictures because I listened to the rule. It's the rule, better done than perfect. So I really wanted a three panel with a whole bunch of pictures, and my laptop was giving me fits. So I said, well, you know what? We're doing two panel for a while because I can just do another version of it.
Mhm.
It's to me, that's I'll switch and make it a little bit different next time. Oh, what were you laughing at, Maureen?
I get what you mean because mine was giving me such a problem that I even stopped making them for a while because my laptop was just being and it come to find out I don't think it was a laptop. I think it was my internet. I have fiber optic internet and I think it was the my internet because it kept kicking me off. So,
Oh,
but I went
yeah,
back and I made mine.
Yeah, mine, something was wrong with it, and evidently it fixed itself because it was it wasn't loading the pictures in it was not loading the pictures up. So it would be like 30 minutes per picture. And I'm thinking,
Oh.
oh, I'm not sitting here for that. So I used 4 pictures I'd already used in another card, and they were easy to get right off the thing. So
Mhm.
that's what happened with that. I was trying to think I had a couple of the big card wins. So this is me and my mother's cat, which now my cousin wants. So this one may be going somewhere, but right now she's at my house. And this one, did I tell you this one, Peg? Which I didn't mean to sound callous. I like the cat, but I have three. So if my cousin really wants her, I would be comfortable with her having her.
Happy to oblige, right?
Yes, that would be fine. Um, and this one is the Duncan girls card came back because
Oh,
because the store address on the receipt is not a postal mailing address, and it's a franchisee that has multiple locations. So it was funny. I was talking about this on Team Time Tuesday. It was funny because when you go on the Dunkin' Donuts site and try to give them feedback, they assume you're complaining. All of the things are based around complaining. So
mm.
I wrote and I tried to explain, and they sent me back a form thing trying to appease me about my complaint because that's how I knew it was a form because right. So then finally, I did finally get a reply from the actual store manager. And so hopefully she'll get some feedback. But what I'm going to do anyway, and I'd already decided this before I figured out to just do it online, I'm going to go give this card that I
Hand it
made
to her.
for her to her. And I'm going to say, I mailed this to your boss. It came back to me, but I was able to email in I typed it right from the card, but I wanted you to have a copy so you could see how impressed I am with what you do. I'm gonna have to say that fast because I'm usually sitting there in the Dunkin' line. She usually doesn't want to talk because she's busy. So, but I'm gonna bring it down and just give it to her. It has the van on the front and it says from Lisa Wilber. I was trying to put stuff in the card that I thought she might know me by. And I don't know if looks out and sees this every time I come in, but if she doesn't, there's me. So she could remember the hair. And then
Mhm.
I just wrote, how impressed I was and what time I'm usually there and the store number and what the girl's name on the ticket was and all that. So hopefully that'll work.
She's
So
gonna love it. You're going
about
up
that.
there tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn.
Oh, it's not tomorrow morning. I'm not going. Wait,
That's what I said. Are you going up tomorrow?
I wasn't, well, I don't even know what to do. I wasn't going to, of course, because I just came back Monday and and I was going to wait till next Friday, but that's increasingly hard to do. Especially when he calls yesterday on the video and says, we're waiting for you. Can't you come down now? And it's like, oh, I'm trying to be an adult over here.
You know, if you lived here, you'd be home already.
Well, I did something along those
That's what you could say. If
lines.
you lived here, you'd be home already.
Yeah, I said something along those lines. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um, the of course, I was making light of the snow because we barely got any. I was surprised the snowplow guy came and plowed the yard because usually it's 4 inches or less he won't. But we were we're probably at 4, but it's supposed to be 40 today, so I was surprised. But he said, I told you got a lot of snow. And I'm like, I sent you a video. That's not a lot of snow. And he said, are you kidding? That's snow all around. The guy must have agreed. He plowed it. And I'm like, I said, I think our problem here is that your definition of a lot of snow and my definition of a lot of snow are two different things. Because to me, if we're not getting like 12 inches, 12 inch, if they have to come twice and
How
plow,
high are the
I'm impressed.
poles? How high are the poles that they put in?
Um, They're taller than me, so it's probably 6 foot, 6 foot poles, I think. They have the little red thing. Yeah, I think the thing that is makes it scarier aren't just the poles. That's scary enough to think they need them that high with a little red thing, right? But when they plow, the plow guys almost always, at least here and everywhere else I've lived, they plow it way, way, way back, push it way, way, way back, and you're like, you don't really need to plow my whole lawn. I only want the parking lot plowed. And they're like, we need a place to put all the snow we're expecting. So that's why they push it way, way, way back so they have room. Because I have a whole parking lot, so and he needs the place to put it. But only now, so I've lived here, I think we've owned this 30 years, 25, 30 years, and only two times in all that time have I had to hire a payloader because I couldn't look out the front windows and see the highway there. I'm right on the road, and the snowbanks were so tall we couldn't see to get out. As it is when they're tall. If you live where there's snow at all or have, you know what I'm talking about. But we call it the sneak a peek, where you pull out a little bit at a time, and when you're feeling lucky, you slam on the gas and go because you can't really see if someone's coming or not because there's a lot of snow, but you're going to take a chance on it and your nose is sticking out anyway. That's the sneak a peek. Carla was dying when I was telling her that, but when you get tired of playing sneak a peek, that's when you hire the payloader to clear you out the front. But only two times have I had to do that, so I'm hoping this won't be year three because that was something. That was a lot of snow. Anyway, who sent me this one? Judy. Oh, Judy, isn't it Madsen? No, no, Judy Madsen's Avon. Judy,
Morgan.
Morgan, there we go. Judy Morgan, when you leave me in charge of dressing the turkey. Look at this is cute. With the boots. Oh, you got one too. Nice. Those are cute.
Yeah.
She sends some cute ones or just random when she sees a fun one, sends them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the whole idea of this, huh? That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then what was this one? This was for Maureen. I didn't show this one yet. This is your Halloween one, which I loved. Wishing you a joyful and spooky Halloween. Scan the QR code for a skeleton story no. Yes.
Skeleton
Skeleton
song.
song. That's cute. That is cute. That is awesome. You did a great job on that. Look at that. And the black
Thank
shows
you.
up so nice, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Is on the black. That's awesome. That is awesome. And this one was Happy Fall, you all, from the Stotts, Donna Stott and her husband. So they put I like this because they did like pumpkin trivia. The heaviest pumpkin on record, 2,749 pounds. So they just sent a card with a bunch of pumpkin
Oh, cool.
trivia for
That's
fall.
cool.
That's cute too. They're doing quite a bit with this, Donna and her husband. Yeah, he was the one. I shouldn't say that in case he ever listens to this, but um, once in a while you spend a whole bunch of time making a card for someone, and then they don't say anything when they got it. And it wasn't he wasn't slighting me. It's just not many people say something when they get a card. That's just all there. I don't say something every time I get a card. And I sent him one when he got some award for the realtor thing. And I went on the realty site and got the logo, and I went on the award site and got the award thing, and I put him in it and everything. And I guess it was just one of those that I was hoping to hear back, but didn't. But it's okay because I'm sure he got it.
I sent one of my brother-in-laws a birthday card in October. And just like you were saying, I did a lot of going here and going there. He's a big golfer, and he was golfer of the year for 2 months earlier this calendar year. And pictures of him swinging a club and a nice little happy birthday with tees and balls and another golf ball on a tee that said happy birthday. Anyway, it was a 3-panel card. And I sent it, and I was talking to my sister who's married to this guy. I said, did Kyle like the birthday card I sent? Oh, he liked all the cards he got. Okay, fine. But what about the card I spent hours making instead of just driving to a Hallmark store? He liked all the cards he got. Okay, how many did he get? Like, really? So that was a little annoying.
You know what I've changed my thinking, and I credit Judy Grimes, which she's passed on now, but she was telling me she was a big girl, and um how do you she was a handsome woman, let's put it that way. And she wouldn't have normally been like the homecoming queen or something. But in high school, they nominated her for the homecoming queen, probably to be mean to her, right? And they to make fun of her. She said, I learned that day that I was going to act like they meant it. I was going to always take everything the best possible way and treat it like the big giant honor that it really was and make them all feel stupid. So now I use that in my card business because I think I'm going to just assume they all loved them and that they all knew how long I spent on them and that they all sat there going, "This is fabulous," and I'm just going to leave it like that in my mind. And I thought if Judy can do it, Lisa can do it. But
Oh,
it's
That's a good reframing. Thanks.
yeah, it's hard
this
sometimes though. Well, that's nice. Who's
That's
that?
that's my oldest grandson. That's his
Did they
school
do that?
picture.
Did they buy the JPEG instead of the pictures? Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. He doesn't like to smile, so
Oh, well, no, school pictures are right.
yeah. And then
Yeah, none of them smile.
then Kathy Kathy sent me this one of me and Jenny.
Oh, oh, yeah, I was so sorry to hear that. And I should have sent a card too, and I didn't on that
No,
one.
that, but you know what? Not to bring you all down, but I've never had an animal pass in my arms.
No,
And I didn't
mm,
realize when I took this that she had passed.
no.
So I was just trying to take final pictures of
Yeah, yeah.
because we were getting ready to go the next morning to the vet.
Oh, well, that's
So anyway, but yeah, so
kind of good that you had the,
Oh,
it's kind of an honor that she died with you rather than have to go through the vet thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Considering
Wow.
this cat hated to be held, hated to
Oh,
be held.
wow.
Yeah. She would
Wow.
literally, when we first got, I'm gonna make you guys laugh. When we first got her, she used to hide under the bed, and when I would walk by, she'd my toes. Guys, I'm gonna put you on hold. My mom's calling me.
Okay. Okay.
so one thing I was going to ask Lisa, we talked about this earlier in the week. Sorry, the medicine makes my throat froggy. Donna, you said you attend or listen to the replays of the corporate
Yeah.
calls. Do
Mhm.
you listen to the rally with Callie and Jordan?
Most of the time. I'm a little behind on the last couple ones though.
So, 2 weeks ago, it was Callie and a guest on named JJ. This past Monday was just Jordan because Callie's in the British,
Yeah, she's on me.
wherever she's in the British Bahamas or whatever. But 2 weeks ago, when she was on with JJ, he's the guy that's with the company that does the Promptings Pro app.
Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
given some really good instructions. And everybody was like, wow, I didn't know about that feature. So I don't know, Lisa, if you want me to talk about this one thing called Pulse,
yes,
which is a
please.
fast way to see, or if you want to just wait for another time, or I don't know if Maureen had something to share.
No, go right ahead.
So if you go to your Promptings Pro app and to swipe down to get the updates and all that stuff.
Okay.
And
So
right
many-
now there's some good social media clips, and the Santa Claus sending a card video is on, and you can send those to anybody. And if you send it from the app and you have the contact in your phones, it'll let you know if they opened it, if they watched it, all that kind of stuff. Because
nice.
it's coded to you. So anyway, on the Promptings Pro app, well, one thing on the gratitude movement, that used to be just this, 28-minute webinar, but now they have an intro that's like a 6 or 7 minute intro, and if you want to learn more, click here, and then it takes them to the 27-minute webinar.
Oh, nice.
So the 6 or 7 minute intro is a nice sort of telling them what they're going to learn, and if they want more, then they can opt into the big one, and it's coded to you. So then if you go down to the menu bar at the bottom of the app, it says tools, and then the second thing in it says pulse, and it looks like the graph of your heart beating at the doctor's office.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you click on pulse, it gives you 4 options: first order, active, inactive, and completed. If you click on first order, if you have a new customer, it'll show that you have an order. If you click on active, it'll show the customers that are purchased within the last month or less.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
And then if you click on the inactive, and this is where it becomes really helpful, you click on the inactive. Maureen, we're on our Promptings Pro app. At the very bottom, across the menu bar at the bottom, you have tools and then pulse, and it looks like a heartbeat at the doctor's office. We're looking at pulse, and I'm recommending that you look at inactive. So there's somebody in my downline that hasn't sent a card for 40 days. That would be somebody to reach out to say, hey, it's Christmas, it's New Year's, you're going to send anything, that we have a lot of great pricing, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And so it's just all handed to us. A really great way to
What's
work
the
into your
completed?
follow-up.
What's the completed
nice.
one? What's that mean? Completed. Oh, once you do something? Inactive.
Yeah, if you added a activity for you to do.
Oh, it's a follow-up. Oh. Oh, that's neat. It has stuff in there to do even.
Right.
Okay.
And so
Follow up.
completed would be that you
Follow
did
up
it
now.
already.
Send a message. Oh.
And so the message is pre-filled, and you can change it to be more like your voice. But they give you a starting point rather than starting with a blank screen.
Well,
Anyway,
that's
most
awesome.
people on the call, this was on Callie's Rally with Callie call. Jordan was not on, and we had JJ, who works for the company that does the Pro app, the Promptings Pro app. And a kind of fun story is that JJ's father and Cody used to work together eons and eons ago.
JJ's father and Cody. Oh, that's neat.
Cody and JJ's father used to work together. And now JJ's working for SendOutCards or Prompting. Anyway, really cool stuff that most everybody on the call had never seen or heard of. So kind of cool stuff with follow-up.
So if like the social media reels thing, if you use one of their reels and somebody clicks on it, it goes to you.
I think
you don't know
I think all the stuff if you share it from the app to a contact that you've brought over from your own phone contacts into your SendOutCards contacts.
No, this is a reel
share...
for Facebook, like a reel for Facebook, like a sharing on Facebook or well, why don't we go look and see what happens when you do it? Write your
when
own.
You send it to a particular person, it's coded to you. I think you can cut the link and copy the link and paste it, but I'm not sure. I just know they say if you text it or email it to a contact that's in your prompting.
But on the social media thing isn't for individual people. It's to share like a reel, like those ones I make.
Right.
Right. That's what that is in there. So it's like I just clicked on it to see where it would go, and it said, oops, social media platforms love unique messages. Please make your message at least 10% different than the example. So it won't let me do it until I write it myself. So that's pretty neat though. So that I could start using those in my reels. There's social media reels and videos, longer ones.
Yeah, I think if you share it to social media, you'll be notified that someone watched it, but not necessarily who it was that watched it. I'm not
Right.
positive about that, but I
I
think
don't care
that's
about that part, but how do they, if they go and click on it? Is that how? So I'm not asking the right questions, am I? I'm not paying attention. Um, you're way better at follow-up than me. So that's what you're doing. You're looking at, because I never do that. I never contact someone just because they watch something. I never do that. So you do that?
well, I just got a new customer.
Uh-huh.
It's somebody, so the only information I got was an email from support, and it said, congratulations, you have a new customer. We're a stand up and cheer kind of people. Make sure you welcome this new customer. And the
Mhm.
only contact information they gave me was an email address. The email address was Deborah at wellnessbydeborah.com. And I'm like, who the hell is that? So I'm going through trying to figure out who that might be. And I was on a Zoom call, so I was kind of distracted trying to do two things at once. And a little later, up in my Facebook pops a message that says, I'm no longer using my Verizon email. So if you want to reach me, use my new email, Deborah at Deborah. And so it's a person I knew from BNI. We met in probably 2012 or 2014.
Wow.
And she remembered that I did send out cards. So I had her phone number in my phone. I texted her and said, I just got a message from Send Out Cards that you're a new customer. Thank you so much for remembering all these years that I did send out cards. She wrote back and she said, of course. And I said, what I do for my customers is I make them a card back that's special to them. Are you going to use Send Out Cards for your business, which is Arbonne, or are you going to use it for all the beautiful grandbabies that all of a sudden two of their kids have had three grandbabies in the past year? So she's got a lap full of babies. And she said, no, I'm going to use it for my business. So then the next day she texted me and said, I just bought a plan. I thought I bought it yesterday, but I just bought it today. And I guess she got the $37 one. So she gets 20 cards or 15 cards. How's she going to be able to make sure she uses them, and do they roll over? And I said, great question. No, they don't roll over. But here's what I would recommend. As long as you think of someone every working day of the month, that averages out to be 20. And so if you're on the 15 cards a month plan, there'll be a couple days you can't think of anybody, but think of new customers. Think of people that just renewed for a whole new year to be your customer. Think of she has a pretty big team in Arbonne. Think of your teammates that have reached new levels and all that. And she goes, oh, this is really helpful. Thank you. So hopefully she's going to have enough reason to realize she needs to send more than just the 15 or the 20 or whatever. But anyway, I'm drafting her card back now.
So that's a good idea too, though. I didn't know that one. So, because I realize I'm a hack at it, but I probably could offer to make someone a card back and do a decent
Hey,
job in
Beth, how are
Canva. Oop, I'll mute her just in case she's talking dirty. Maybe she's a sex phone operator. She hasn't told us.
Um, my
She's about to do the dirty on the phone.
yeah,
Like,
my mom was Christmas shopping for me. I sent her a picture of something I wanted her to pick up for my grandson. So she was calling me to let me know she was at the store. And this is what I wanted for her to pick up, because we don't have those stores here that you guys have out there. We don't have an Aldi's here.
mhm.
They're building our
Yeah.
Aldi, and somebody posted something. And it's a 6-in-1 games. It's got basketball and soccer and archery. And I was like, I think the boys would like that. So I apologize for cutting you guys off.
Oh no, that's all right. I've never even been in Aldi. They've got that here. But Aldi looked like for organic people.
Oh.
I call them organic people. That's not nice, right? I'm not. They used to call them tree huggers. That's what it looks like to me, and I'm not. I don't happen to. I don't buy organic. I don't because they don't regulate the name
Um,
of it, so that could be anything. That's a marketing thing unless they regulate it, in my opinion. But what is Aldi? It's not. That's not what it is.
It's just a grocery store. It's just
Oh,
it's a regular
yeah,
grocery
they're
store. The only difference
small.
is like you have to put a quarter in to get your shopping cart, and then you
okay,
return your shopping cart and you get your quarter back. They don't have bags. You have to bring your own bags, and everything they stock is in a box. So they try to
okay.
cut down on just the cost. And I believe now when I used to live in New
Oh,
York
that's
and I
why
was
I
shop,
think that's why I had that thought in my head though, because
yeah.
it's different
And
than
I
the regular
Uh,
shopping. Yeah, okay.
and I don't, I mean, it's been God years since I've shopped in one, but I don't think they have name brand stuff. I think everything is their brand, but it's of
Oh,
course it's
okay.
made
yeah,
by somebody else.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I
anyway,
haven't
there's this lady
it's
on TikTok and she's been posting all the Christmas stuff and all the
oh
holiday
yeah.
stuff they have.
Hmm.
And my mother wanted to get one of my grandsons a record player, so somebody posted a picture of it and a video about it. I was like, Mom, Aldi's has got a record player. It's a Bluetooth record player. So she went to Aldi's and picked it up. And then
Nice.
the lady, I was watching the lady's video the other day and I was like, a 6-in-1 game center for 25 bucks. Hey, Mom, go check it out and see if it's worth it for
Yeah, the one here, I mean, I go there every week because we get bread, a lot of bread, and there for a while it was 50 cents a loaf
Wow.
for the bread. Now it's 99 cents, but that's still
Wow.
cheaper than what you're going to get it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but they
All we're talking about
carry,
all these. You're on mute, Peg, because I didn't want everybody to hear it in case you were a sex phone
What kind of
worker.
bread is this?
yeah, well, we just get regular white bread,
Oh, okay.
you know.
I didn't know if it was
But
like a
it's
Wonder Bread factory or something.
No,
no,
Aldi.
no, it's
Telling me
just
about
a
Aldi.
We used
Yeah.
to go to the
regular
Wonder Bread
bread.
outlet that wasn't too far
Yeah,
from one of my parents' houses.
I
yeah, but
haven't gone
it's
in Aldi because I had a misconception about what it was for starters, but it's about, I would say, one-sixth the size of the grocery store right near it.
hmm
So I always think I'll just go to the big one. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
their produce is awesome most
Oh,
of the time.
okay.
I mean,
What's the
the
name of the
prices are
store?
good. Uh-huh. What?
What'd you say, Peg?
I just said, what's the name of the store? I'm not hearing.
Aldi.
Aldi.
Oh,
Aldi.
Aldi's, yeah. I know
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Aldi's.
have you been in there? I haven't even been
The
in one.
produce that you're right down on the produce and the meats are really good. They have a
hmm
nice cheese selection, all kinds of
Yeah.
Oh,
cheeses and
Yeah.
well, I'm
It's
sorry, but
almost
let
like
me.
they take the stuff like they would get it at Sam's or Costco's or something like that, but then they break it down so you're not having to buy a,
Oh
you
no,
know,
a big
a
box.
12 pack. You can buy one can.
oh well,
And
that's
it's
nice.
a kind of store where there's no end caps and it's no frills. They just take the box, they open up and they put it on the shelf and you just take it right out. It's not
Yeah.
Oh,
decorated
that's
and
how
all
they
that
get
kind
it
of stuff.
cheaper. That
Yeah.
part of the way they get it cheaper. Nice. Well, that's
Yeah.
nice. Well, I can't decide still whether that swayed me to go or not. I think the whole quarter, well, bring your own bags is a no-go for me anyway. I don't get that. But anyway, yeah, in Yonkers, of course, they have to bring their own bags. They don't have- I think that's so funny, the poor people. They have he's got this big bag of like the
Paper
reusable
bags.
bags, right? But yeah, my problem with that, of course, is I don't know if you've ever had meat drip out the package. Right. That gets in those bags. So then you have to wash those bags, right?
Most of those bags are made to be washed for that very reason.
Or people don't do that though. And then it's like, do you want to borrow the bags? No, I don't want to. Yeah,
Well, they do sell paper bags if you want paper bags.
Well,
They will sell
right.
them
In
to,
Massachusetts, they have the paper
which is
bags only. You can't get the others. Here we have just the plastic bags still. So,
Well, I have a funny story. A couple years ago when I went to New York, I did not realize that they stopped doing plastic bags in New York. So I'm in Target and the lady's like packing all my stuff in paper bags. And I said to her, it's okay, you can use plastic. I don't have a problem with that. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And my daughter goes, don't worry, she's from Nevada. They still have plastic bags.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I worked at the very first the when I was a teenager, I worked at a grocery store called Price Chopper back in New York, and it was the very first store that had plastic bags, that tried plastic bags. And I worked there when I was a teenager.
Back then people probably hated it, right?
Yes.
They didn't want the plastic, right?
Didn't want the plastic bags, and I used to be able to and it was funny. I could double bag a grocery bag, paper bag so fast, and then I could put their sodas, the 6 packs of sodas.
Mhm.
And people were like, "How are you doing that so fast?" And I'm like, "Practice." And this one lady said, "You can't put 2 6 packs in there, they won't hold." And I'm like, "It'll hold, see." And I carried it around to her cart. And she's like, "Okay, now if I get this home and it goes all over the place, I'm going to come in and I'm going to yell at you." And I said, "Okay, I'm here every Friday, 11 to 3, because I'm still in high school." I said, "I'm still in high school except for Fridays. I only have a morning class." So the next Friday she comes in and she goes, "That was the best thing you ever taught me."
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice that she
Yeah.
said something.
Yeah, it was really funny, but it was just when those plastic bags came out, people hated them. They're like, "What?"
Oh, that is funny. I wonder if that'll go back to because like here everyone was doing mandatory recycling and all that's out the window because there aren't any buyers for the aluminum. There aren't any buyers for the glass. There are not enough buyers, so they quit doing it. So our town was forcing us to do it, and now they're forcing us not to do it. It's hilarious, right?
Well, here we have recycling centers. It's not like we don't we get paid by the pound, but they stopped taking plastic a couple years ago, and I asked them why, and they're like, because China will not let us send it over there anymore.
Right, no buyer.
Yeah, they
There's
were
no
sending
buyers.
all our, and I didn't realize they
Yeah.
were sending all our plastic to China.
Yeah,
And
for
they're
them
like,
to recycle and make stuff to sell it back to us, right?
yeah, yeah.
So what is the plan for I personally am on a mission because I'm doing the 10 cards a day to make sure that now I'm on a crunch because we only have 10 more days for customers to be able to order to get it by Christmas for my biggest money earner. And I want to make sure I notify all my customers. So I'm sending cards every day, and I started early doing that to make sure everybody got. And you know what? I'm getting customers placing orders that we hadn't heard from, and I had another one yesterday that was if a downline quits, they roll up. So it was a downline member that quit her customer, and the reason I know is because it's from her town. She had a bunch of customers, and they're all. And I
That's who
had
I
one of
got. That's how I got to be on Jordan Adler's.
oh, because someone
It's
rolled.
Jordan Adler, Jim Packard, and then me. So Jordan's like my grandfather because everybody left and I trickled up.
Mm.
Yeah, and the customers do that too, evidently.
Right.
And this girl I'm talking about that quit lived in a rural town in Nevada, Spring Hill, isn't it? Spring Hill, I
Oh,
think.
that must be up
It's
by
north.
Reno. I don't know.
It is. It's way north. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
by Reno because I when I went to see her, I flew into Reno and we went and did something down in Reno, so it's close. But anyway, so when I sent her the one of them a thank you card, she said, "Oh, are you my Avon lady now?" And I just said, "Yes, yeah, I am." So it was not a problem. So what we were talking about Monday, no Tuesday, I think it was, is as part of the experience. It was hard on the Team Time Tuesday to not talk a whole bunch about send out because that has been the kingpin or whatever you put it, the thing that really is hold the whole thing together for me when I'm trying to show appreciation to a new customer or make sure somebody had a good experience. The card sending thing is part of it. That's just all there is to it. And that is both personally and professionally. I can't tell you how many cards I sent to Jeff. I know how many cards I sent to Ty because I looked recently. I sent him 60 cards.
Mm.
I've been seeing him for a year and a half and he's gotten 60 cards. But almost every card he said something about it first, but now he's doing it. every time I see him, when I leave, I say, thank you for inviting me over. I had a good time and I really appreciate you letting me come here. And he says, I can't believe you say that every time. And I'm like, but I mean it every time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I send a card and I say something similar to that. I appreciate the time we spent together. And I usually put pictures of what we did, like the cooking or whatever, so that if he wants to look back and see him, he could. But
Yeah.
Somebody
anyway,
told me recently I say thank you too much.
really?
Oh, never too
I'm like,
much.
Who
what?
told you that? The Wicked Witch of the North?
Yeah, there's a Christmas party and I'm gonna go. And I said, well, are you going? No, I'm not going. Well, who do I RSVP to? Because I'd like to go anyway. And they go, you don't need to RSVP, just show up. And I'm like, how do they have a head count? But just show up. And I'm like, so I said, if I were gonna RSVP, even though I don't have to, who would it be? So I sent the man a message and I said, I was told I don't need to RSVP, but my mother would roll over in her grave if she knew I wasn't. So the gentleman I had messaged said, we love getting RSVPs, especially when it's from you. We're so delighted to party, and your mother would be so proud. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I get pushback when I say sir or ma'am, and I never mean it in a bad way. I say it in a thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am, like if someone holds the door for me or something. And I think it's hilarious when I get pushback. So Alex's boyfriend, Jackson, poor Jackson, he comes over and he's telling me all this stuff because he drove up in my yard and his truck is jacked up and so loud that my window shook. So when he came in and introduced himself, I said, "You do realize I'm making fun of the truck, right?" I'm gonna well, anyway, and he said something, and I said, "No, sir," and he said, "Don't call me sir. I'm only 19 or something like that." And I said, "Well, actually, saying sir is my way of being respectful, but I can go the other direction if you'd like." You know?
Mhm.
Go the other direction if you want, a-hole.
Yeah, I said that to a few people because I can't believe they have an objection to be calling them sir. But then again, I don't necessarily like being called ma'am. I don't mind. Mrs. Wilbur, I don't like because I'm not Mrs. Wilbur. I really don't like that one. But
You never married a
honey,
man named Wilbur, right?
what'd you say?
You never married a man named Wilbur, right?
Well, that's
No,
how I
what?
got the last name. That's how I
That
got my
number
last.
two?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
getting confused.
yeah.
In
No,
the military, if you call a sergeant who's a non-commissioned person, ma'am or sir, they don't like it because they're not a man. Only the officers are ma'ams and sirs. You call them
oh,
sergeant.
oh, okay.
So they don't
Oh,
like ma'am and sir. So that kind of,
okay. So that's because I'm
right.
showing it out of respect.
I
Because
understand.
yeah, they're a boy or a girl,
Mhm.
right? But
What if they're a
right.
they instead of a him or her?
Well, I was expecting half expecting that out of Jackson, but
What's that?
Mhm.
instead I was half expecting that out of Jackson, the boyfriend. But yeah, so
Yeah.
but no, I didn't get that out of him. So that was awesome.
Yeah,
But
we always had a saying, is call me anything but late for supper.
yes, yes, I've heard
Yes.
that one plenty, plenty, plenty. So, but anyway, this time of year, I don't know about you guys, but I go back through my text messages, my emails. I just scan them all over to make sure my Christmas list includes people that I've dealt with a lot lately. So, like Zoom calls, who's been on them? Because I don't want to just be keeping in touch with all these people from my past without making sure I'm included whoever new came wandering on, because usually your bubble's only a few people. But I
Mm.
also make sure I have people that I've kept in touch with for years, and it's like Jeff. I want to make sure he feels like he made a good decision doing that book with me. So I still send cards to for example, Alex is the social worker that helped me through that whole process to get approved as an adoptive parent. Because to me, she never sees what happens. So I want to make sure she sees. And one of the first cards I sent was to the therapist that helped us in high school with Alex when he was doing the whole switching thing. So I want to make sure these people feel like to me, if I were them, it would give me a boost if anyone did it because it would make because usually that's not what happens. Like with a therapist, once they get done, they just go about their business and you never find out, you know what I mean? So I like to keep him up to date. Um, he's funny, by the way. The guy's name was Rodney. He was a really young guy and wore puka shells, and he had a lightsaber on his wall. And I don't mind telling you, I had to ask him some very uncomfortable questions, and I just decided I was just going to blurt him. I needed to know some stuff, and he knew what I needed to know, so he got the whole thing. He was laughing a little bit the way I asked it, but that was a whole right. That was a whole thing. But anyway, to me, he had a lot of time invested in that situation, so I make sure he gets some cards throughout the year too, and the social worker too, and the attorney that helped me too, and it's a selfish reason too because I may want to refer them to somebody or know somebody in that situation, or I may need their help again, whatever it was that they helped me with the first time. And I think it makes a difference to have a big network of people like that already did business with me or whatever happened. Like that therapist didn't do business with me necessarily, but I was his customer. So to me, I have a vested interest in him, and likewise, even though he doesn't go there anymore. But so, do you guys do that at all? Have like a we don't do Rolodex anymore, but do I still call it the the contact manager of people that you've ever done interactions with would be it. You mostly don't say. You might want to do that because I know Peg does. Just because me and you think the same about this. I don't
I
ever know
called
when.
somebody today that I haven't talked to in about 6 or 8 years. And when my mother was in the hospital in 2010 getting her pacemaker put in, she was there for 3 or 4 days, pushing her down the hall in her wheelchair. And I recognized the guy's voice that I knew. And I'm like, Jim Palmer, is that you? And I go in and he's doing this big bout of chemotherapy with the cancer he was fighting. And they had to keep him there because it was a 97-hour infusion
Oh
or
God.
something.
Oh,
But
geez.
from that day on, when I visited mom for the next 3 days, I was visiting mom. And oh, yeah, we're going to see Jim too. We were just laughing about that.
But I
How
mean,
I
small the world.
to
But
me,
yeah,
it ends up being important because every once in a while, either I do need their service again, or someone says to me, like they always say to you, Peg, is, "Do you know anyone that?" And I'm like, "Well, you know what? I do know
who do you
somebody."
know that? Yeah, fill in
Yeah.
the blank.
So
I
I don't
don't
know. I've always done that, but I don't know why. Go ahead, Maureen.
I send thank you cards like this last round when Sean was in the hospital. I sent a card to the nurse and I sent a card to the firehouse because I don't know if you know, but Sean collapsed in Costco. And so the fire department came and everything and helped him. So I sent a thank you card to them, but I don't follow up with all these people. I just send thank you cards letting them know that I appreciate
No,
their
I mean
help.
they're still in your they're still in your book though, in your
Yeah,
contact manager.
I just don't ever follow I don't follow up is you know what I mean. I don't constantly because
No,
like
no,
the nurse,
but
I don't know if she works at three different hospitals, so I don't necessarily know if she's going to be at this hospital.
no, well, no, but the fact that she's in your contact manager because you sent her a card is enough. And
Right.
then once in a while, like when I was I did a ladies' night with my mother here when she had the little store. We would pull everybody in the zip code around us. So I mean, if you were setting up at an event in her area of someone you knew and you pulled everybody, that's a chance you could
Oh,
see
yeah.
her
Yeah.
again, something like that. And what else did I do? I did a book signing in a mall and I pulled all the people around in that town so that everybody knew I was there. And when you do it by zip code, you don't necessarily know how you know the people, but you have people in the area that you know. and that potentially remember you. So now she may not know that you even do Avon, but you send her a card, she'll remember that part.
Yeah,
So
that's
And if you
true.
put Avon on the back of your card, brand it that way,
you might have had, yeah.
increased. I got to run to my 2 o'clock, but good talking with everybody.
Thank you,
Bye.
Peg.
Bye, Peg.
Appreciate
Bye.
you.
Love
I'm
you
glad
back.
Peg knows knows all the information because I never know anything. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, do you think I'm overboard today, aren't I?
No, you look
Oh,
fine.
you look fabulous.
I'm fabulous.
Amazing.
This is the yeah, I had it done yesterday, so this is when I leave blue all over the place. Like when I'm sleeping and
Oh.
stuff, I'm gonna leave blue on the sheets and all. So that's interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, thank you very much. And if you're like me, get after the holiday cards because I've only sent, I think it's 30, and I usually send a few hundred. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm getting after it and hope you are
Yeah.
too. And don't have to be
Yeah.
perfect, just get her done. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Maureen, Donna, and Joanne. I
Bye.
appreciate you. Talk to you later.
Bye.